It used to be common for server boards to have more than one CPU built on the board like this. However, we've gotten better at that. We can now build 2 CPUs into one, or 4 CPUs into one, or 16 CPUs into one, and make them all on one CPU chip today. And that's what we typically do now. We have multi-core chips. So a multi-core chip might look like this. This is a dual core chip, and you see on here we have what we call L1, L2, and then this is L3. This is cache. This is data. This is very high-speed memory, and then a little bit lower speed memory, and a little bit lower speed memory. And I kind of use the analogy of your desk. If you work in an office, your L1 cache, and by the way, you notice there's 2 of these. This is instruction cache, this is data cache. It's becoming more common to split those two. But this is like having the paper on your desk. You can just reach over and grab it. But, you can't put a lot there or else it'd be too confusing. This is the fastest memory. L2 cache is kind of like having it in your desk drawer. You have to go to a little more trouble to get it, but it's bigger, it can hold more stuff. And then L3 cache is kind of like having a filing cabinet off to the side. You got to get up out of your chair, go get it out of the filing cabinet, and bring it back to your desk and put it up here. So that's my analogy for L1, L2, and L3 cache. But all of this is much higher speed memory than the regular memory in the computer system. Sometimes this L3 cache is built right onto the CPU chip, but most of the time it is not. When it is on the chip itself, it may look something like this, where you have a chip that has all sorts of stuff on it. Here's your L1 cache, L2 cache, L3 cache, but they're all built onto the same chip.